Despite its complicated and shrouded history, the Armanen Rune system remains a simple, effective approach to activating, charging and strengthening the human force field and transforming it into a transceiver for powerful streams of subtle energy, uniting the body, mind and spirit. Even today, the few who are actually familiar with the Armanen runes will most likely dismiss them into one of two categories, either as the privileged sign of salvation of the Nordic man, or as the demonic symbols responsible for the rise of National Socialism in Germany. Either presumption could be considered reason enough to dismiss the Armanen runes as a powerful tool for spiritual growth. When will science recognize the forces behind this amazing system of symbols as the key to areas of power whose development can no longer be delayed? Few other practices in the area of parapsychic research offer such a comprehensive and integrative approach within the realms of yoga, magic, and mysticism. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of the Armanen Rune system, its history, its principles, and the practices one can use on a daily basis to ignite, energize, and strengthen our very essence, the human energy field. Runes have quietly survived through the ages and have continued to persist throughout the development of the Western world. Despite the efforts of the Catholic Church and its northern crusades to destroy any remnant of northern magic, the wisdom and magic of the runes were passed down through various esoteric orders and builders' lodges. Throughout northern Europe, it isn't difficult to find runic shapes embedded in the stucco, stone, and timber of churches and houses, invisible to the untrained eye but omnipresent to those with the eyes to see. However, the mystery of the runes only became known to wider circles at the beginning of the 20th century by Viennese researcher Guido von List. During months of blindness after cataract surgery, List began having visions of these ancient symbols come to him along with a clairvoyant understanding of their meanings and uses. It is quite incomprehensible to me today how I was clairvoyant in the night of the bandage, with what power my memory functioned, so that every passage of the heroic epics was much more memorable as today, because I have lost that rare memory with the recovery of my eyesight. With Guido von List was the spell broken, and runes gained momentum in metaphysical circles. Author and journal editor Rudolf John Gorsleben authored what became commonly known as the Bible of Armanism, Hochzeit der Menschheit, the zenith of humanity, in which emphatically pointed to the forces dormant in the runes. He writes, "The runes have their own lives. They are true magical signs from which we can draw the spirit to advise and the courage to act." Friedrich Bernhard Marby was widely considered one of the most important figures in the area of runic science. He was a printer by trade as well as an avid astrologer. Marby was the first in modern history to develop a practical system of utilizing runic force by drawing subtle energies into the body through specific rune postures. He called his system Runengymnastik or Rune Gymnastics. Author Siegfried Kummer founded Rune, a runic school which taught runic exercises similar to Marby's Runengymnastik, as well as runic hand gestures, dancing and song. In his book Holy Rune Might, he posits, "The Germanic runic script is the script of all scripts. Runes are not just letters or verbal symbols, but primal symbols of a living magical nature which whisper to us. Whoever physically forms and experiences the runes in a pure and conscious manner will have great secrets open to him if he practices, vibrates, and dances in the radio waves, subtle currents, and flowing energies of the all." During the National Socialist movement in Germany, all occult studies not sanctioned by the state were deemed anti-Nazi. Marby and Kummer were both arrested and sent to concentration camps in 1938 until the end of the war. The exciting new explorations into the runic sciences largely slammed to a halt during the war. In the aftermath of World War II, Germany grappled with the haunting legacy of Nazi atrocities. The Nazi regime had appropriated symbols like the runes, linking them to their distorted Aryan ideology. And now, as a result, anything associated with Germanic mysticism, including runic practices, faced severe societal rejection. Amid this stifling atmosphere, post-war Germany witnessed a slow resurgence of old rune magicians and occultists who cautiously resumed their esoteric pursuits. Karl Spiesberger emerged as a prominent figure, challenging the tainted perception of runic practices. He was a mystic, Germanic revivalist, and runosophist who was already well known in occult circles for his usage of the sidereal pendulum for divination and dowsing. Recognizing the need for a fresh approach, Spiesberger redefined the Armanen runic system, distancing it from its negative associations with Nazism. Notably, he advocated an inclusive stance, stripping away racialist elements and embedding the Armanen Runes within a pansophical framework. For Spiesberger, the runes transcended their historical baggage, becoming versatile tools accessible to any seeker of esoteric knowledge. His efforts contributed to a revitalized understanding of runic mysticism, divorced from its dark past, opening avenues for a new generation, eager to explore these ancient symbols without ideological constraints. The runes whisper mysteries to everyone who succeeds in swinging into their transcendent field, but they require the whole person. Body, soul, spirit must be tuned like precious instruments before the runic song sounds purposefully in us.